Hello, Seth and EST students. Today we're going to answer some letter comprehension questions from digital stat books. Let's start. Okay, let's read the passage here. My Day. The nationally syndicated newspaper column written by Eleanor Roosevelt long outlasted her time as First Lady. So here we find that we are talking, or the passage is talking about a column, a newspaper column here. So it's actually talking about a newspaper column. And it was written by a woman. Her name was Eleanor Roosevelt. Okay, so here. Long outlasted her time as First Lady, the sheer frequency of the column, which ultimately ran 6 days a week in 90 newspapers across the United States. So here the number of publication here, you find that here in 90 newspapers across the United States for more than 20 years. Dented Roosevelt's influence immeasurably. Here we have a colon. It's an important punctuation, as you know, for answering questions. It made her a continual presence in the lives of her readers in a manner that anticipated the social media age. So here we are talking about a column, a newspaper column that was written by Eleanor. She was actually a first lady before, but she continued writing in this column even after she finished her being a first lady. And her publications were everywhere in the United States. Okay, let's start reading the question. Based on the passage, okay, based on the passage, what is true? We need to know what's true about my day. So here we have some points or some answer choices. These answer choices will talk about my day. One of them is right and the rest are actually wrong. I will start from bottom till top. Okay. Answer choice D. It was published more frequently than any other column of its time. It was published more. So here we have a kind of comparison between the publication of her column and other column of its time. Okay, we need to go back to the passage. Do we find here any comparison between her column and other columns? Actually, this didn't happen. So this was not in the passage. So here, by using, of course, process of elimination, here, we're gonna use process of elimination. So this answer choice, letter D, is definitely wrong because there is no comparison, as I mentioned, between her column and others. Okay, let's come to answer choice C. It was among the most. Here, the important word that I have here in the answer choice is the word most. Widely read newspaper columns in the United States. Again, the same point. Did he compare here her the number of readings of her column and other columns if compared to other columns in the United States? Actually, no other columns were mentioned. No other columns were mentioned in the passage. That's why this one is definitely wrong. Again, no other columns is mentioned. Her column is the only column mentioned in the passage. That's what makes letter C is wrong. Let's come to B. It exposed a large new audience to Eleanor Roosevelt's work. Okay, remember when we talked previously about literal comprehension questions? Okay, we actually said that this kind of question, we have same ideas and different words, which means that my answer choice, okay, or my answer is definitely stated, has to be, so the answer has to be stated in the passage using other words. Okay, let's see. Let's think about it. Here we have audience. Remember the important punctuation I told you about? Here the colon. The colon is very important. Let's read this sentence from the beginning. Here the sheer frequency of the column, which ultimately ran 6 days a week in 19 newspapers across the United States for more than 20 years, extended Roosevelt's influence immeasurably. It made her a continual presence in the lives of her readers. So readers here equals, readers equals audience. And, okay, influence here, he means like her work. Okay, so actually this is stated in the passage, but in another way. Here in the passage, it mentioned that it made her a continual presence. She has a continual life, forever continuous present in the lives of her audience. Okay, in a way that anticipated or expected the social media age. So this has to be the right answer. This has to be the right answer. But still, we need to have a look at A. Okay, I need to change the color. Here, I'll change it. I use this one. Okay, here, it overshadowed Eleanor Roosevelt's accomplishments as First Lady. The part that talks about her being a First Lady is the first 2 lines. My Day, the nationally syndicated newspaper column written by Eleanor Roosevelt, long outlasted, so the column continued even after her time as First Lady. Did he mention anything about accomplishments, her accomplishments as First Lady? This was not actually mentioned. He mentioned that she was a First Lady, but he didn't mention that anything about her accomplishments. Here, he said that it overshadowed, made it, means made it less important. Made it less important. It made Eleanor Roosevelt's accomplishments less important. Actually, this was not mentioned here. This was not mentioned. He said it outlasted, but not made it less important. It outlasted means it took a longer time or it continued even after she stopped being a first lady. That makes this answer choice is definitely wrong. Okay? So our answer choice is as we said, letter B. Thank you. Until we meet again in another video.